Welcome back, everyone, to The Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something really quite fascinating. It's how a leading educational publisher is using some really cutting-edge virtual production tech. The goal, making complex subjects way more accessible and, honestly, pretty engaging.
That's right. We're diving into a case study focusing on Elluminet Press. They're an independent book publishers association member, and we'll be exploring their, let's say, innovative approach using VSET 3D. This is really about how virtual studios are changing educational content creation.
And guiding us through this is Kevin Wilson. He's the writer, director, and producer over at Elluminet Press. We're drawing heavily on his experiences here. Okay, so first off, maybe paint a picture for us. Who is Elluminet Press? What's their main goal with the content they produce?
Sure. So Elluminet Press, they're quite well regarded. They publish high quality stuff across, different genres, technical manuals, practical guides, that kind of thing. But their core mission, and this is key, is to simplify complex topics, make them really easy to follow through expertly written content. They really focus on areas like computer science, IT, digital literacy. Think of them as the go-to guys for making tricky subjects understandable.
Right. And it's not just books, is it? Our sources mention a whole range of digital learning products, things like interactive tutorials, e-learning modules, online courses, even explainer videos, all filmed in their own studios. They've got series on Python, Windows, Mac OS, Office computer hardware, a lot of tech stuff. But making subjects like, say, computer science visually engaging, that's always been a challenge, hasn't it? What were they up against before this virtual production shift?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Before they adopted VSET 3D, they were dealing with the headaches of physical sets. Kevin described them as expensive, inflexible, and often limited. You can imagine trying to create diverse, professional-looking backgrounds for all sorts of tech topics. It's costly, and you're constantly setting up and tearing down. So VSET 3D really helped them overcome those, logistical and budget hurdles, all while aiming for, broadcast quality visuals. It changed how they could create.
Okay, so efficiency and quality.
Right.
Makes sense. But there are quite a few virtual production tools out there now. What made VSET 3D stand out for Elluminet?
They had some specific needs. Number one was real-time rendering. That was critical. Also, NDI support. That's for sending high-quality video over standard networks. Very useful.
Okay.
And compatibility with their pro gear, like Blackmagic Decklink capture cards. It needed to slot right into their existing live production setup.
And did it deliver? What really impressed them?
Oh, yeah. What really exceeded expectations, according to Kevin, was the seamless integration with realistic-looking sets and live green screen chroma keying. Where you instantly merge the person on the green screen with the virtual background.
Right, the compositing.
Exactly. And doing it live drastically cut down their post-production work. They could basically composite immediately. Plus, the real-time control, the animation features, simulating camera moves, that was all a big plus for them too.
That real-time element does sound like a huge advantage. So how are they actually using VSET 3D day to day? What kind of videos are coming out of this setup?
It's mainly technical training, educational content, full online courses, and those explainer videos we mentioned. Their studio setup is pretty solid. They've got a custom-built green screen studio. They use a Blackmagic production camera 4K, sending that clean SDI signal into a Blackmagic Decklink mini recorder card. That's in a high-spec workstation, dual Xeon processors, 64 gigs of RAM, an NVIDIA RTX 3090 GPU. So plenty of power.
Beefy setup.
Definitely. And they use OBS Studio for the actual recording, plus a teleprompter to keep everything flowing smoothly.
Okay, so what does that mean for how they work? Is it all recorded live, or is there still a lot of editing afterwards?
They really lean into the live capabilities. The camera feed goes straight into VSET 3D, which does the real-time compositing. This lets them produce either fully live content or what they call live to tape, recorded as if live, but with maybe very minor tweaks later. Minimal post-production, super efficient.
How do they control it all during a shoot?
It's a mix, actually. Keyboard shortcuts are part of it. They also developed a custom Python script, which is interesting, for remotely switching cameras. And they use a Stream Deck with companion software, sending TCP commands, basically network messages, to handle the live vision switching. Pretty slick.
Wow, that sounds incredibly integrated. So overall, what's the verdict from Kevin Wilson and Elluminet Press? Has it been smooth sailing?
Kevin's assessment was very positive. He called VSET 3D a robust and flexible solution. You really like how it strikes a balance. It's powerful, gives you technical depth, but without the, let's say, steep learning curve or complexity of setting up a full game engine like Unreal or Unity. He also mentioned how quickly they integrated it into their workflow, which, for a publisher needing to create content efficiently, that's a massive win.
So bottom line, if someone asked Kevin today, should I check out VSET 3D, what's the recommendation?
It's a clear, absolutely, especially if you're looking to, and I'm quoting him here, elevate your video production with professional-grade virtual studios without investing in high-end game engines or physical set construction.
Hmm.
He sees it as a really solid investment for training, live streaming, virtual broadcasts, basically making high-end production values much more accessible.
It really is a great example. This deep dive shows how these virtual production tools are genuinely transforming how good, engaging educational content gets made, making complex stuff easier for everyone to grasp.
And what's really thought-provoking here, I think, is how these tools empower creators. Even those in niche fields can now produce materials that look like they came from a major broadcast studio. It's more than just saving money, it's sort of democratizing knowledge and expertise by lowering the barrier to creating really compelling visuals for education. Makes you think about who else could benefit.
A powerful thought indeed. Thanks so much for walking us through this fascinating case study today, and thank you all for joining us on the deep dive.